Hey, what's going on, everyone? So 2023 for Icarus is over. We had a lot of content in 2023. First of all, I just want to preference for the most of this video, it's just going to be me talking. It's not really going to be much on the screen other than the official roadmap for Icarus. So yeah, anyways, 2023 for Icarus was pretty damn impressive in terms of content. The game basically went from a drop down in your pod, do a mission, complete the mission, get your rewards, get in your ship, and get back up to space. Obviously, that changed with open world introductions and open world missions. So basically, in 2023, these two columns here of 6 is 2023 and more. So we got fishing, the bestiary system, achievements, open world missions, the biolab research, and the orbital exchange. Now, I think the biolab stuff is the stuff from Prometheus where you cleanse stuff and clean it, and then like the red exotics, for example, and just send them back up to space. I could be wrong. I think that's what it is. Anyways, we got them. They were all great. I'm not a big fan of the bestiary, the achievements, or the fishing though. If I was a big cook, I'd probably be more interested in the fishing. But fishing was always touted and asked for such early concept of the game. It was just never on my radar. I never really enjoyed it, and I didn't really care about it. But, it's not a bad thing. It's just not my kind of thing. Anyways, 2024, we're getting the Great Hunt, which I do have some information on, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. It's just out of respect to the devs. Workshop revamp. This has to be done sooner than later. I'd really like the workshop revamp coming in with the damage rebalance and batteries, to be honest. Yeah, workshop revamp, because people are just getting stockpiles of either reds, purple exotics. It's just nuts. So yeah, it definitely does need a revamp because everything is just dirt cheap. The only people who find a workshop expensive right now is a brand new player. And if they're playing the game legitimately and not altering game files, they will find it harder to get the workshop items. But after a month or so, you'll be absolutely laughing, and you'll be sitting on bags full of exotics. Especially with the introduction to the increased spawn rate of the purple exotic voxels in caves as well, which are just insane. A damage rebalance, that'll be nice as well, as long as they don't touch the Larkwell Martinez bow. I'll be happy. Orbital customs as well. That sounds interesting. Not quite sure what that's going to be. Unless you start getting paid, like you have to start paying Ren or exotics, maybe, to send stuff back up to the station. Which, to be fair, for the convenience of things, I kind of would like to see that. We need more like sinkholes for exotics and Ren and stuff anyways, because there's just not much stuff we're funneling that into, unless you're like me, who just buys hundreds of bolts and hundreds of arrows off the workshop, and then that's it. New world bosses. We definitely need new world bosses. I still don't know to this day why we don't have more world bosses on Olympus. It's the base map. It's the one that every new player gets their hands on. And we have a sandworm. One sandworm. Well, sorry. It's 3 sandworms in the same biome. But you know what I mean. It's the one boss. Why can't we have more world bosses like Styx has, for example? Styx has loads. Styx has enough to share between Prometheus and Olympus. So cosmetic system, to be fair, the only cosmetic item I will physically use is my premium environmental suit for getting that pack in beta or whenever it was. Just I'd like to be able to use that skin, because I stopped using that environmental suit after about a day and a half. Animal companions, I don't think this is going to be like wolves and stuff like that. I think it's going to be more like the rots and little critters like that more than anything. But if we do get wolves and stuff, that is what I'd like to see, especially for mostly a solo player like myself. Having like a little trusty wolf to go maul something to death would be quite nice, or having it as a base defense example. Sandworm narrative. Now, the sandworm is my favorite boss, even though I've just been complaining about it, about the world bosses. The sandworm in every variation is my favorite boss. I just love the mechanics of it, and it's just cool. And it's massive as well. That even goes for the land shark. Batteries and networks, even though this is technically going to be into the 6th, 7th month, technically, of when this should be getting released, batteries and networks is probably the thing we're going to get before anything else. The devs are heavily working on it now. There's still some issues within it, and it's still internally testing right now. So it's not ready for public or private testing. Like for like people like me on the veteran branch, and other people who help the devs out. We haven't even got our hands on this yet, so it will be interesting. But they should be out sooner rather than later. The Parasomnia narrative, like, I'm not quite sure what that is, but hopefully you're going to get more lore around some creatures. Same with the Sandworm narrative. More lore behind the Sandworm would be pretty cool. Be interesting. So, pollution system. This is something I touched on in the past. When you're cleansing stuff on Prometheus, for example, I really think when you're cleansing red exotics, or whenever you're cleansing any item in the cleanser, to be honest, it should emit pollution or something like that. And, or when you're smelting ores in your furnaces, some form of pollution. It will let off a mist and you start getting affected by it health-wise. Maybe your HP starts dropping, or you get like a toxin side effect, which you have to use like pills or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it might even attract animals to the area or start polluting the natural surroundings where trees don't grow or something like that. Just spitballing ideas here. Also, additional mounts. To be honest, I'd rather have a horse, not a Tyrannus, an actual horse. Give me a horse. That's all I'd like. I'd be happy with that. Because, to be fair, we're probably going to get the blue backs, the red backs, and stuff like that from Prometheus. They are going to be mounts at some point. It's just written in the stars, in my opinion. That is a breakdown very quickly of 2023 and some of the stuff potentially we could be getting in 2024. As it's not set in stone, this is a very early roadmap from 2023, which hasn't been updated, but it's the only one we've got at hand. What do I expect for 2024 for ICARUS? This might shock a lot of people, because I am a fanboy of ICARUS, but I am not a mouthpiece for ICARUS. I will always say what I think. I could be wrong. I think 2024 is going to be a difficult year for ICARUS. Now, I'm not saying that as a hater. I'm saying that purely because some of the games coming out and coming into beta in 2024 is going to be direct competition for ICARUS, and it's going to pull a lot of the player base who's diehard into survival games away from this game potentially. Now obviously you can play multiple games at once and all of that good stuff. I do that, but I think it's going to be a lot of competition for a lot of survival games this year, not just ICARUS obviously. We have games like Enshrouded coming out on the 24th. That is going to be direct competition to ICARUS. People will be checking that out. Then in February, which is going to be the big one, Nightingale. Nightingale is released in late February. I'm under an NDA for Nightingale, so I can't talk too much about it, but I will have stuff coming down the pipeline very, very soon regarding Nightingale. Some further information on that soon. I think Nightingale is its biggest competitor that I'm aware of in early 2024, and I will be playing the hell out of it. So yeah, I think 2024 is going to be a rough year for ICARUS. Obviously, if they keep up with their major content patches, even if they show 70% of what they've got planned for 2024 here, even if 70% of that's introduced, I'll be happy. Obviously, I'm still going to be playing ICARUS. I'm still going to be generating content around it and stuff like that. Be prepared though. There is a lot of survival games that I'm either under an NDA for or been testing and stuff like that, which are going to be coming out in 2024, which are survival games, and I will be covering them all. So yeah, 2024 is going to be a busy year for the survival genre. Obviously, we've got PAX Day, which may go into beta later this year. Might not. It's still in alpha. We'll be checking that out as well. 2024 is going to be a mental year for survival games. Now, I can't wait to see a lot of these new features for ICARUS and create videos for them, content, live streams, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tough year competition-wise for all survival genres, titles, and I just hope that there's enough time in the day for us to check them out, like dig deep into them. We're going to need like 47 hours in a day cycle, basically, to get into all these survival games that are coming out just in the first quarter of 2024, which is crazy. As a content creator, that's great for me. What do you think ICARUS will be like in 2024? What are you mostly excited for? What would you like to see that isn't on this roadmap? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, guys, make sure you leave a like on this video. Thanks for watching. That is a brief look at 2023 for ICARUS and what we can expect potentially in 2024. It's going to be an interesting year, guys, and I'm excited. I hope you guys are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.